All right, looks like we are live and ready to go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the live stream where we first review the watch list, pick out those elite gappers, and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a great Easter weekend. Started on, what was that, Thursday? Friday the markets were closed, and then, yeah, long weekend. Actually, in Europe, everything's closed today as well. It's like Good Monday part 2, so or Good Friday part 2. Yeah, so today is Monday. It is the 13th of April, and it's 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, almost 9:16. We got another 14 minutes till the market opens at 9:30, and then we'll wrap up trading between 10:30 and 11 a.m. Check out the video description below for a lot of FAQs, and let's get into it. Good morning, everyone. I see you guys are all here. Good to see everyone. Paul, Shane, Paul, and Anestis, Heiko, Peter, Satoshi, Anestis, again, OMX. My throat is a little bit stiffy, so if I'm talking a little bit weird today, that's why. I was floating around in a lot of cold lakes this weekend, let's just say, and I think I just got a little sore throat from that, but otherwise, I'm feeling all right. Hope you got your $1,200 IRS check. Did you really get that? We'll have to talk about that later today. Okay, so let's go through some of the lead gappers. I got ICD on here as well because this was a lead runner from Thursday. I keep wanting to say Friday. We did not trade this one. I kind of wrapped up trading right around here, 11 o'clock, and we were kind of over-focused with CNSP, which we got 2 trades on. Technically 1 trade because the other trade was erased by TD Ameritrade, if you guys saw that recap video. The reason ICD, I kind of missed this one, is because I didn't really pick it up on our scanner. I didn't really pay much attention to this. So it wasn't really till out of the gates this thing started running up, and around 10 o'clock, then we had a really, really nice breakout move here. I mean, you know, technically this is a pretty nice move too, but there's not a lot of volume till about right around here, 10:07, when we hit this VWAP, then we really started getting momentum on this. So kind of totally missed this ICD move. This was a ridiculous move, actually. I mean, this was, let me quickly go back here. This is something you don't see all the time, but pre-market all the way to up here near the top. So pre-market we were right around 2.4, and then we ran all the way here, 450%. I mean, that was a huge move. And pre-market today, it's running up quite nice, I gotta say. So we'll see how we trade this one. I don't know if we will trade it, but you know, big resistance at around $15, $16, $17. And then some big time support around 6. So maybe we could get some sort of pullback on this one. Would have been a really, really kind of nice entry around like 5.5 here, you know, pre-market or extended hours. But again, I was just not watching ICD. Really quickly, we got CNSP, which we were trading right here. This is the trade we made on Thursday. This was a nice little bounce trade, and right now pre-market it has had a little nice move here. It had a kind of a good catalyst come out. I'm not sure if we're going to be trading this one, but again, 3.3 is some big time support on this, so does have some good news that came out today. Confirms active compound, coronavirus news, yeah. And then we had CLSK as well. Wow, yeah. So this is why I typically don't hold overnight. I mean, you don't really know what's going to happen, and if you're starting to try to buy on these support line bounces, you know, they sometimes happen, but when they don't happen, this is why I usually take my profits pretty quickly and cut my losses quickly. Is, you know, when you see one of these bounces off a major support zone, and then it pulls back again and just keeps pulling back, especially when you're under the support zone. Sorry about that. You kind of want to close the position when you're coming back to it. So let's say you entered here, you're hoping for reversal, you held a little bit longer, hoping for this reversal, didn't happen, and eventually you're on the, you know, you're under support. So you're under former support, which is new resistance. You really got to watch out with that. And you can see it touched it kind of once and then tried again, and then after that, you know, completely sold off. So you got to watch out for those moves, and that's kind of a good example of when you want to kind of get out of a bad trade. Shane, all green trades today. Stimulus. There we go. That's what I like to see here. All right. Let me know if you guys wanted me to check out any tickers. Right now I'm going to review CANF I was actually thinking about trading one of these lead gappers pre-market, but I didn't. So CANF, the first one, gapping up pretty nice, about 90% pre-market. So this is a big move, actually 95%, kind of pulling back a little bit aggressively here, 24%, but still overall kind of an interesting play. I do right now have a limit order in on this one. So maybe on the market open, if we get a spike down here, I'll get an entry. I'm not sure, I might go ahead and remove this order, but looking at the long term quickly, former reverse split, we got some major resistance above. Especially right here at about 2.33. So let's quickly look back at here. So we're pulling back. We had a nice little bounce actually right here on this 2.3, 2.23 area. So, you know, former resistance, new support. So let's see what happens here. I have a fairly conservative limit order near where we had some a breakdown right here. We had a close in this area. We had a beginning of a red day in this area, some failed breakouts in this area. So there should be some big support in this area as well. So that's kind of why I have leftover limit order here. We'll see what we get on that one. Right now, the one thing on CANF, let's quickly check the news. Coronavirus drug trial starts. So they do have a catalyst. This is also an Israel biotech, by the way. Nice 8 million float, 13 million market cap. Everything that we like to see. Drug gets approval for pilot trial in Israel. So yeah, this could be a good little play today. I might go ahead and close this limit order or move it down by the time we open. So just, you know, keep an eye out for that. Don't think just because I have limit order here is necessarily where I want to buy it just yet. So WORX, this is the one I was actually thinking about buying pre-market, and I'll tell you why. On the 5-minute chart, we have the 15 EMA coming in here, and we also have long-term support coming in here. This was looking really, really good around 5.2. I didn't actually have this limit order at the time. I kind of placed it a little bit later, hoping we get maybe a little spike down here, but that just didn't happen. So we'll see how we trade this one. The problem I have with WORX, even though, you know, it's a 5 million market, 5 million float, the market cap's really nice at 16 million. Well, one, I mean, gapping up 320%, that's a pretty big gap up, and we're kind of pulling back a lot. So this thing's, you know, very thickly traded already. And we're also kind of on the backside of a bigger move right here. So again, those are all things that I typically try to avoid, but I do like the big support that we have between 4.5 and $5. So would like to maybe do a little dip buy in this area. So looks like out of the gates, I'll probably be looking for potential pullback trades. We'll see what we get. So they got an order. This is a US, kind of an internet software company actually. They have a big order for coronavirus testing kits. Oh yeah, Cody, it was a good weekend. Thanks for that. Really, really relaxing. I did a little bit of like internet detox. I basically was not online since I did the recap video. So like this morning, I was like really getting back situated. I was like, what do I do for work again? So we got another 6 minutes here till the market opens. Shane's asking, anyone looking at BCRX? Yeah, I was looking at it, but I think my problem with BCRX is just that big ceiling it has above it. So let me just pull it up here. So we're kind of running up here, BCRX, gotta make sure I pull the right ticker. So we're kind of running up here, and you can see here $3, big time resistance. And if you check out what happened here pre-market, we really ran up to this area and, you know, tested it a few times, 317, actually you could say like twice right here, try to break out from this area at about $3. had, 2 rejections. Now we're selling off, and this is a pattern we see quite often, and it usually doesn't end too well. So I don't think I'm going to be trading BCRX. I don't think I'm going to be paying too much attention to it. Yeah, good call, Peter, on that too. It has a float of over 100 million. Oof, that's huge. United Carnage. DO, Diamond Offshore. I typically don't trade those companies. They're a bit more macro related and macro, so you're kind of trading the market. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be trading. This is very choppy as well. Could be a good investment, could be a good swing trade. I'm not sure, but for my strategy, it's not what I'm looking for. CTSO from Peter. I was looking at this one. I have CTSO and RDHL highlighted. 35 million shares outstanding. Market cap is much bigger, 231 million. Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, pre-market actually does look really, really good, 48%, and kind of coming here to VWAP could start, breaking out higher. Found some really nice support around $8. Former high, and so we broke out of this area. Now we're pulling back to it. So this one could be a good pick. I think I do like this one. I just also feel like we might have better plays, but good call for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and create some alerts on it. I was actually RDHL and CTSO I was looking at for a while this morning, and I was like, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. FDA grants EUA to Cytosorb for use of patients. That was a good catalyst, coronavirus catalyst, FDA approval. Good stuff. Yeah, just very thickly traded already. It's not your classic first green day, second green day, or something like that. This thing's gonna be a bit more choppy the way it's gonna move. So, I mean, right now pre-market, I gotta say it does look fairly good though. Anibal and Gideon. I see that. PSTI. This was actually on our watch list not too long ago. I'm trying to remember when that was. Really held the highs well around $7 and just ripped from there. $937, $850 is really that level we got to break out from. We did, and wow, look at that. PSTI rallying right here before the market opens. This could be a really good trade, especially getting a little pullback here at 8.5. This should be interesting. What I'm a little overwhelmed with is the fact that there's kind of a lot of things to potentially trade. I always like to think, what is the number one lead gapper that we're seeing right now? And I'm not really sure if I could say which one that is. WORX and CANF are kind of both pulling back pretty hard. So that kind of puts me a little bit on edge. But for now, I mean, the moves could definitely be just getting started. So let's see. I'm probably going to divide my trades up 3 times for today. So I have 3 trades. Probably leave my limit orders in and maybe trade PSTI out of the gates, or we'll see. I don't know. I mean, for now, I'm going to be watching these, see which kind of has the big dollar volume. I'll probably take the first, 3 minutes a little bit easier. One, it's Little Monday. I'm probably not feeling 100% either. And then, yeah, just no clear lead gapper. So let's see what we get. The market should open probably a little bit red because the SPY is down just a little bit here. All right, guys, good luck, everyone. having a bit of a pullback on CANF. That's kind of what I was waiting for. Let's see if we can get a bigger pull here. WORX opening up out of the gates pretty nicely, I gotta say. This one's looking pretty good. Again, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious this morning. We got ICD still making some big moves, this time to the downside. Traded pretty thickly pre-market. Potential second green day on it. CTSO breaking out higher. Be looking for maybe cleaner 5-minute setups. I'm also a little bit hesitant on WORX buying a breakout because it is, already up 200%. It was up 300%. So I don't think getting super aggressive on. I think it's got to consolidate maybe a little bit more. Will probably be a better way to approach this one. But we did have a really nice breakout here, so it doesn't look too bad. CANF pulled back to about 2, now reversing a little bit. Markets are red, as expected. Wow, look at that. Bitcoin's down 8% today. Just a little side note, huh? That's insane. WORX kind of having an aggressive 1-minute pullback. And this is what I was worried about, just because, this was already a pretty good bounce in this area. To me, it was already too thickly traded, 32% move on this area. So I should have bought this one pre-market like I was thinking. But it's fine. Let's just give it a little bit more time here. Just gonna go ahead and remove this alert. So we got ICD, CTSO, BCRX, CANF. All these are lead movers on the day. ICD, I think this one's a little bit tricky to trade. It did kind of pull back to this breakout zone and having a nice bounce here, 7%. I'd be a little bit weary on it though. WORX, definitely the lead dollar volume on the day, so keeping a close eye on that. CANF pulling back right now. We might get a little entry here on this one. WORX pulling back as well. $2 acting as support. Be a little bit weird this one getting chipped away. We do have some nice volume on it though. Some nice green volume. CTSO up 40%. One of the lead movers for sure. Pulling up higher. Gotta admit, this one does look pretty good. Probably the healthiest chart pattern. Very thickly traded. So one thing I wasn't the biggest fan about. Percentage wise, the moves on CTSO aren't the biggest either. So it's something to keep in mind. If you make, if you're up 3 to 7%, it might actually be a really, really good trade already. While if you're trading WORX, you could be up 10, 20%, and that's a really good trade. So a little bit to keep in mind on that as well. CANF bouncing a good little bit here. CTSO still looking pretty interesting. A lot of coronavirus news on these stocks. Nice little pullback to 9. Could be a good entry. Little breakdown, breakout, bounce. Still pulling back here. Could actually be a fairly decent trade. 15-minute came in as some support right now. Looks like we're in for maybe a bit of a bounce here. See if we pull back one more time. CANF 2.09. Found a bit of a bottom here. Yeah, CTSO is quite choppy. It's kind of what we were expecting. CANF at 213, guys, already up 14% from that low. It's a really, really nice bounce here. This could be a red to green move. $9:37 a.m. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this order on CANF. It looks like we did find somewhat of a little bottom here. We got some big resistance above on CANF, so just keep an eye out for that. Big time resistance right here at about 2.3. Some support at 2.2, and again at around $2. Definitely a little bit of a choppy morning out of the gates for almost everything that we're looking at. Yep, I feel the same way about CTSO. I know, falling like a rock, like I was saying. Big pullback here on CANF. Buyers coming back in. I was thinking that 203 could be a nice little reversal area, but I didn't get aggressive quick enough on it. a bit unfortunate on my end for that. We'd probably be up about 5% on this trade. Okay, maybe like 3 or 4% actually. CTSO pulling back a little bit, was at 40%, now at 34%. Yeah, so we got WORX, PSTI, ICD, everything looking like the top movers. BIOC is actually the one I'm not looking at, so let's quickly pull this one up. BIOC. Okay, this is why I wasn't looking at it. Sub dollar. Typically don't look at those. WORX pulling back even further now. One of the bigger moves. CANF 203. I'm looking for kind of what could be a big reversal around 10 o'clock. Right now I haven't really decided, but I think WORX and CANF both could be reversal stories and have some really nice big bounces at one point. Just a little hard to say, you know, when. BKYI. Why does that sound familiar? It's a good time to take a sip of tea. It's 9:43 a.m. Still haven't really found that setup I wanted. I did try to trade CANF, but I kind of missed this. I didn't act quick enough on this bounce right here at 203. That would have been something I wanted. For breakouts, I'm looking for some better 5-minute setups. Again, also something I haven't really found. So a bit of a shaky Monday. Kind of expected that too when there was so much on the scanner. TOS is at least a little bit smoother this morning, so that's pretty nice. BCRX pulling back. This is exactly what I was talking about pre-market. You know, we've had 4 times we tried to break higher and all of them got rejected. And now there's just, you know, a bunch of selling pressure. I wouldn't be too optimistic on BCRX. At least for the morning. CTSO pulling back, guys. Yeah, Gideon, the day's pretty tough. Just a lot of kind of failed breakouts. Good day if you're short. Yep, that's true, Corey. Keeping a close eye on CTSO, I don't think we're going to get a big bounce out of this one, but I do think that around $8 we do have some nice support, and we might be retesting that soon here. It probably wouldn't be the quickest, I mean the longest trade, so got to be careful with it for sure. CANF back at 2.3, 2.03. Check out BIOC setup. I'll check that out in a little bit. I want to put it on the watch list for now. Nice, OMX. I love hearing that. I've been a little bit stressed on why it's been so bad. I wasn't even really sure anymore. I really think it was a lot of the home office stuff that's going on. So maybe that subsided a little bit. And not to mention today is a holiday in Europe, so maybe people are kind of out with their families and doing stuff like that. So maybe there's a little bit less overall internet usage. I don't know. The internet here is like, it's kind of ridiculous. CTSO, had a really nice green start and kind of has been pulling back. Might have one more dip here. Just keeping a close eye on it. Oh, here we go. This is pulling back right now. Where this could be a little bit of a cup and handle that we're seeing on the 5-minute. Doesn't look too bad. Again, $8 is some big support in this area. So let's see what we get. Still fairly optimistic with this setup here. Still selling off. Looking for maybe one more pullback. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. Kind of want to watch how this plays out a little bit here. $9.49. Trying to dip. CANF back at 2.1. It's constantly big buyers there. That could be a big reversal later today. Well, there goes my CTSO alert that I just put up. It didn't last very long. WORX broke 6. CTSO is definitely a tough one to trade. Never pulls back that far, and then, you know, sometimes it does, and it's a little bit choppy. It's one of those classic moves just now, a little bit of a pullback, you know, and you think maybe I'm going to buy that reversal, and then keeps pulling back. Probably would require to get a little bit more aggressive. I'd be careful with WORX right now. I mean, it kind of is holding the highs, but it's still kind of consolidating lower under VWAP. So for now, it looks like it might just keep pulling back. I would like to trade WORX. I'm not totally sure when. Maybe you break above VWAP on a pullback or something like that. You know, we have some nice big volume spikes with big buyers, so could be a good trade, but I think it's just generally kind of a bit more of a tricky one to trade. Having a little bit of a pullback here, finding some big support. Still watching CTSO out of the corner of my eye. 8.33. So this one found some support as well. CANF was probably the one that I really kind of wanted to get in on, but I kind of missed these pullback areas right here. We did have a nice move higher right here. I really like that. So let's see what kind of action we get here. Trying to break above VWAP. This thing could absolutely rip if we break above the 180-day moving average. We really got to break above this point. Here we go. I like what I'm seeing. Yeah, ICD 60%. Also has a bit more volume coming into it as well. A lot of these, especially CANF, doesn't have that much volume, which makes me a little bit nervous on the potential break we're going to have on it. ICD is doing a classic red to green move right now. Kind of consolidated, formed this area of support, and then broke above here. This was a nice breakout actually. I missed this one. Healthy 5% pullback, and now it's halted. So I think I would like to keep watching ICD a little bit now. Today's been a little tricky. You know, we don't have a clear mover. It's kind of a lot of scattered setups. It's going to get unhalted at 56. So we had another kind of minute and 20 seconds roughly. Satoshi, sorry to hear that. Down 1,500 on WORX. Thanks. I see Peter calling out CNF. Nice. CANF finally broke here, breaking VWAP. I like that we held this area. This is looking pretty good, pretty promising so far. Big sellers at 230. Woo! Massive. Look at that. 34,000 shares just got executed. Big orders coming through. CANF pullback right here. ICD opening up. CTSO pulling back. %11 move on ICD. CTSO just looks really, really tough. Stimulus 2020. You guys are pretty hot on CANF. Sometimes it's really good to follow the money on these picks. 219 is definitely holding support right now. Pre-market 95%, 8 million floats. So this thing could definitely rip. Again, trying to get a little entry at 207 here on this pullback. Looks like buyers are coming back in. Yes, slow day for me. It's 9:59 a.m. I haven't done any trades yet. Kind of just tricky day in the markets. Did try to do a few dip buys so far. Didn't get executed. So totally fine to have kind of a slower start. But yeah, I mean, just a little choppy today. So I've been a little pause off. I would like to get aggressive again early on. So far, it's been good to do that. Here we go. This looks like a little bounce here. Reversal 215. CTSO at 836 kind of bounced up 10-20%. That's kind of what I was looking. I mean, cents. I'd be a little careful, guys. This kind of looks to me like a failed breakout. In all honesty, so. CANF didn't have really that volume I was looking for, and that's kind of what put me on edge with CANF. That's why I wasn't really buying in this area. I know it's kind of what I look for, but it's not really, you know, it's like the least mover on the list. So I was a little bit skeptical with that, to be honest. What I should have been probably focusing on is ICD. You can see this one. You know, had that really good pullback. Now it's pulling higher, so this one would have been the ticket for sure on this when we got unhalted and, you know, broke higher. So really cool to follow this one. Second big green day on this one. It's not the classic kind of gapper, but we do have some nice follow through on the moves on ICD. Recent reverse split. One at 20 reverse split. That's insane. Here we go. New hype days. So yeah, buying here on this pullback after the hold would have been a really good idea. I should have got more aggressive on that. I honestly don't even know why I didn't. That kind of screams something that I would typically want to get aggressive on. WORX is still actually looking kind of interesting. Look how close we had this entry here on this one. We were just cents away from it. Would have been up 8% already. This could be the reversal we've been waiting for. This one had a lot of consolidation already. So yeah, we almost got a perfect entry on this. We were like 1 cent off. 39 is where my limit order was. Yeah, that was a close one. ICD. All right, Omex, I'll see you tomorrow. Good having you here. iMac with low volume for Mo. Yeah, kind of choppy setups here. Honestly, on WORX, I'm still looking for a bigger of a pullback, in all honesty. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. I think we might have had a bottom on this one. Well, let's see here. It's kind of hard to pinpoint. So ICD, still hot, still moving. This thing could run to $15, $16, $17. So let's see what happens on this one. Right now we're definitely still pulling up higher. So I probably would buy ICD on a pullback. Got a bit of a double top here at 12. Here we go, breaking high right now, 11:45. Whoo! CANF, yeah, good call, 2.37. This one's definitely moving up higher again as well. Everything's kind of starting to turn around a little bit. So this is what I've been waiting for. I'm going to keep a close eye on it here, looking for these 5-minute setups. I got to say, ICD, I definitely fumbled on this one a little bit. This one looks really, really good. So shame on me for that. WORX looks pretty healthy as well. Kind of consolidated, held the highs pretty decently. Man, the sell-offs on CANF, it's like I don't think I could buy the breakouts on this one just because those rejections all the time on it are so heavy. No trades yet for me. BIOC, the sub dollar one, also having a bit of a turnaround story. WORX, this one's looking pretty healthy now as well. Starting to kind of creep on higher here. ICD halted. Whoops, too much. I'm looking for potential entry on WORX if we get a nice little quick move to the downside. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I'm just going to leave this order here. I do like the move on WRX. I feel like we're moving higher here, so I think we could be breaking this one as well. CANF just pulled back really aggressively. This is I've been a little bit weary on this one, I gotta say, and this is kind of why, just the way it's been trading. These big fast moves down. Yeah, ICD, guys, is definitely the one to be watching. So we're going to watch that one when it gets unhalted, which will be at 11. So let's remember on that. CANF, very choppy. Yes, Mr. Supercharge, I feel you on that one. That's true, Shane. That's true. It is technically making higher highs and higher lows. It's just very choppy. A lot of selling volume kind of coming in here. It doesn't have a lot of overall daily volume either. So there's less people watching it, which, I don't know, you can't really undervalue. I've been a little bit too cautious today, but at the same time, I think today it's actually paid off to be a bit more cautious. There's been a lot of failed breakouts. All right, so WORX is really doing what I've been wanting it to do. This is looking really healthy. I typically don't trade VWAP breakouts. I'll trade VWAP pullbacks, but let's see what WORX is doing right now. This is looking pretty interesting. We finally have some big volume or bigger green volume. The trend is kind of shifting here. WORX is really looking like the one to watch right now. Joel says BRQS. I haven't checked that one out yet. I like these first green days. To me, they're much cleaner. It's been kind of a, on the backside of a bigger move, but at the same time, WORX, big breakout here, big first green day. It doesn't have a lot of chop before that, so really nice here. We found that big support at $6, right? So Let's go back to ICD. This one's about to open up here in about 30 seconds. CANF is playing with our hearts and souls, I gotta say. It's sketchy. All right, ICD opening up. Quick pullback. Could get another quick pullback on this one. Don't want to get halted in on, but I think getting halted in on wouldn't be the worst with ICD. So feel a bit more comfortable, would be a little bit risky. Using a smaller position size regardless. It was quite a big amount of selling volume, but ICD, I wouldn't be surprised if I had another run in it. Again, this is probably way too conservative a limit order. I just feel like, in case there is a quick pullback, I think this would be a fairly okay entry. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but it's kind of my reasoning behind it. WORX, really trying to pull a higher here. Kind of made a nice little double bottom. You can see it on the 5-minute chart quite nicely. Well, I have a lot of red lines here, so it's harder to see, but first bounce and then second bounce, kind of here we go. This is looking pretty good. We could have a nice bit of a trend reversal on WORX, so let's keep watching this one for sure. It's definitely where the big volume is though. ICD pulling back up. So I have a lower share size on ICD just to reduce risk because this one has been kind of moving with a giant spread. So just to take a little bit of risk off the table, that's kind of what my thought process was behind ICD. Let me put that on the watch list, BRQS. $198 million market cap. Yeah, this one, it has a really small amount of dollar volume. I'm not going to be trading something like this. It could work. Volume's coming in now. But to me, this is a little bit more of a gamble because you're going to be a lot of filled spikes to the upside. And I wouldn't be surprised if, you just kind of get stuck in positions. It just constantly gets halted. So not what I like to be trading. WORX looking really good. I'm not sure if it's going to have a reversal. But I feel like I've been in this situation several times where these things start pulling back to the upside at one point, and we're making some higher moves here. So this was a bigger pullback. looking nice. I like the 15-minute EMA right below, 5-minute setup. I might get more aggressive on this one and kind of move my order up here. CANF has been kind of a shaky move. I think it's been probably getting a lot of people on the wrong side of the move. WORX looking really healthy. Here we go, breaking out higher. Kind of missed that entry, huh? Was looking for the bigger pullback here, but didn't really get that. Moving higher now. 650. Breaking out. Missed that entry again. A little sluggish today, I gotta admit. Probably not on my A game right now. Two nice big volume candles. A lot of consolidation here. This is looking like a good move. Big resistance above. Makes me a little bit uncomfortable. ICD pulling back as well. Nice, Heiko. I'm not sure how it's going to go. $7 definitely big time resistance. Might have a clearer double top here though. 669, 670. I'm always being a little bit too cautious on it. I was always waiting for a pullback that we got, but never as strong as I was hoping for, and that was kind of my mistake on this one for sure. So kind of missed a lot of moves on this one for that reason. Let's see, it is a bit of a slower mover, so we might get a little bit more consolidation here. Maybe have one pull back more. I should be buying this probably as a breakout. I don't like the fact that there's so much resistance above. I felt like, you know, there could be like a 4% move to the upside, but there could also easily be a 6% move to the downside. So right now the risk reward is maybe not as nice as I would be hoping for. So I'm just going to kind of watch this one here. Definitely got some profit taking going on. Keep a close eye on ICD as well after that pullback it had. So 10.20, so no trades yet for me. Heiko scored a really nice trade. That $6 pullback was a really, really good one. I was being way too conservative. so solid entry there on that, Heiko. Having a bit of a pullback now. I think WORX could be a bit of a grinder. So just kind of grinding up here like we've been seeing. Got the 15-minute EMA right below it again. see, not too much selling volume. So could be breaking out higher again here. Might be entering a WORX trade right now. Like this little curl it had. Just again, I do see kind of big resistance above. I don't see that nice P&L on it in terms of risk reward. That's making me a little bit hesitant on it. I do think there's a really good chance it's gonna have a double top at 7. I mean, I think it's like a very, very good chance. I also see a bit of a risk on an entry at this point. Let's see what we get on this one. ICD missed a few moves on it. Not my greatest day, but not red, so that's good. But so far, just a lot of missed opportunities. But then, you know, also kind of a lot of fake outs and kind of a trickier day overall. So it's a big reason I didn't get aggressive on any one stock. When you don't notice that there's, you know, when there's a lack of a clear gapper, that's sometimes a really good time to be a little bit more pause off. CTSO had this bounce that we wanted. It only pulled back to 824 and only ran up about 5% from there. So this would have been kind of a tough one to trade, I think. Markets are still all red. I gotta say, WORX on the 5-minute looks really, really nice. Really starting to gain some momentum here. This could be a big cracker at one point. I'm gonna have to reduce my position size after 10:30. Follow that new rule I made for myself. So let's see. ICD having a bit of a pullback here. A little pullback under VWAP. Still looking for an entry here at 95. Again, looks like I was a little too conservative on this one. Really solid VWAP bounce, only about 3%. Was expecting one more small red candle on this one, kind of missed that entry. WORX flying. Good call on that, guys. Boom! Big old move on that one. That's what we were waiting for this whole time. Did it get halted? No, 250. So we had a nice break at the 7. That's looking really, really good. Nice. Yeah, it kind of looks like I missed a lot of trades today. I was just being too cautious today, which worked in the morning. In the afternoon, I should have kind of switched gears a little bit, been more cautious about that. Right now it's 10:30, so or 10:27, so I might be wrapping up trading soon. I might just wrap up today with no trades, which is happens, totally fine. But yeah, let's just kind of watch this a little bit longer here. WORX is looking really, really nice in this area at 8. Big time resistance though, but that was some really, really big volume that started piling up here. So pretty solid stuff. This one could just get halted again if we break higher right now. It never really pulled back that strong, so I want to keep that in mind. Just watching the order book. Here we go. This looks like a potential good entry here. Watching this one a little bit more. Moving my conservative entry. Would typically be buying this breakout. That's typically what I would want to be doing. So $8. Nice little bounce in this area. 37. Really, really, really nice breakout pullback right now happening. Nice, Toshi. That's good setup there on that. Having maybe one more pullback on WORX. At the same time, doesn't really look like it. We might see seeing a little bit of an ABC pattern here. Could be having a breakout. Any one of these moves could be breaking out higher past 8. So yeah, I definitely failed to get aggressive on this one. That was kind of a big mistake on my end. And around 10 o'clock, I was saying, I'm looking for something that's going to be reversing. And WORX was looking much more like the ticket on that one compared to CANF, which kind of just been pulling back all day. So yeah, getting aggressive on WORX around 10:05 would have just been generally a good idea. So today was definitely the day to be more conservative in the morning, and then getting aggressive closer to 10:30. Boom, breaking out higher here. Or maybe not. Could be the longer pullback. That could be what we're seeing right now. So this could be that ABC pattern we were talking about. We had a breakout here, A, move here, pull back lower, B, then C, and then looking for some consolidation here to break higher. So looks like that might be what we're going to be seeing on this one. Yeah, should be a good little way to wrap up the day. Not sure if I'm going to trade it, but so far so good. So far looking really, really good. Got that 15-minute moving in here. This looks like it's winding up a setup right now. This is quite suspenseful. I feel like WORX could just break out any moment. Right now, it's having that little bit of a pullback that I kind of was expecting to see at one point, but it pulls back. It never pulls back that strong, at least so far. And I think this move is still pretty early on. Pulled back to 35. Here we go. We got the 15-minute EMA right below us. $57. Support coming in. This could be the breakout. We actually have one very simple shirt, Heiko. If you go to tradejournal.co, when you log in, on the right side of your account, you can check out the shop. We got one Trade Journal shirt, and I got it actually in the mail already. So I'm gonna be showing it to you guys live in a few days. It's been on hold for like 2 weeks because of the shipping delays due to coronavirus. WORX. Can we see the breakout happen here? Fading volume. There's got to be a break really soon here. I like this perfect tap on the 15 EMA. This is looking really healthy. Might have to do a little bit of afternoon trade right now. Lowered my position size. Let's see here. Still have a limit order here. near the 7, the teens, just in case we get a little bit of a pullback first before we break higher. If we break higher. $10:36 a.m. I'm always a little cautious and at these times for potential breakouts. So what I really should have been doing is jumping on this one as soon as possible, as soon as we saw a nice trend change. So kind of a little disappointed that I didn't do that. Maybe I'll leave some limit orders out later today for a potential trade. Here we go, WORX. Starting to move in the right direction. Nice clean break higher here at 8. Boom, that was picture perfect, honestly. Again, I was not trading this one. I want to be, like I said in my video a few days ago, 10:30 and plus, I'm going to be very cautious. That's kind of when I make a lot of mistakes. So, yeah, kind of a one of those days. Here we go, breaking higher. This might get halted, honestly. This is a nice move higher. Here we go. Clean breakout. Little pullback here. Big support at 8. Would need to reduce my position size if I wanted to enter this trade. This is where those failed breakouts happen. This is always what I talk about. Just not 10:30, man. Just gets shaky. Well, at least it's good fun to just kind of watch it. Watch and learn a little bit. Fortunately, no trades yet for the day. It's probably a good chance that this afternoon I might try to do a trade if I see a good opportunity in the last hour of the trading day or something like that. Probably won't be on the recap video, but it will be on, we'll review it on the live stream if that's the case. If I do it, I'll definitely in the recap video, I'll talk about potential trades that I'm looking for. So around, I don't know, basically we'll review some of the stocks that we were trading today and think, you know, maybe this afternoon or something like that, if we saw some sort of potential setup, where would it be? What would I look for? And yeah, so I might still get aggressive in the afternoon, but most likely not. Tara enjoyed. Do I go live every day? Yes, every day the market's open, I go live. Today was kind of a slow day, but still kind of good fun. Sometimes you just gotta get back into the thing. WORX, guys, who is in on this one? This is you. So tempting. I've wanted to trade this like 10 times already. Nice. Pretty solid move. Pretty solid move on that one. You got to start somewhere. Nice move higher here. So yeah, WORX, I wouldn't be surprised if it would just up, down, creeping higher. It does have some big resistance above it, but that doesn't really mean anything. And right now it's looking pretty healthy. So let's see what happens here. Just kind of creeping above some major resistance points. That was good. Yeah, ICD, I can't believe we didn't get this entry. This was kind of ridiculous. This was a really nice bounce, 14%. And I was really feeling fairly confident with this one. Yeah, just so many close calls today, so many close entries that I kind of just slipped up on. CANF has just absolutely not moved whatsoever. So this one's been probably a little bit stressful to trade, I can imagine. I just kind of went ahead and avoided it one. Yeah, now it's really just consolidating and totally died off here. I did have a limit order out at 207, so we actually probably could have got that dip buy, but that was only a 3% bounce. You know, that's not really what we're looking for. No problem, man. Like, you got to start somewhere, and as long as you learn something new every day, and it seems like you probably were able to take away some good lessons from that one. Here we go, pulling back a little bit more aggressively now. That was a pretty steep 1 minute pullback, 7%. You gotta really watch out with something like that. So I think watching WORX at one point today could be a really nice trade. And again, that's probably what I'm going to be looking for at one point. Here we go. Could be pulling back again now. I don't think we're on the backside of the move yet. I think we're just, you know, a little bit of consolidation here is always healthy. So who knows how long WORX is really going to take before it kind of really finds a nice, good setup. I'm going to keep a close eye on the 5 minutes, the 5 minute candle, the 5 minute chart down here to find ideally a good setup. I'm going to wrap up the video with that one. I hope you guys found today's stream hopefully entertaining. I know I didn't do any trades today, so that just, you know, that's how it is sometimes. I was a little slower this Monday. Also feel like a little under the weather. Maybe I'll snag another trade later today, but it's, you know, it's not guaranteed. I'll come out with a recap video in a little bit, in a few hours, so definitely stay tuned for that one. If you're totally new here, consider subscribing. I'd love to see you again. We go live every morning, and then afterwards we have a nice little recap video. So let's see, who knows, maybe WORX, I'm going to get an entry in this one really soon. But I guess to find out, guys, I'll see you in the recap video, and I'll see you guys first thing in the morning. Till next time, guys, don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy the content. I definitely appreciate each and every like. I think we hit 100 concurrent viewers today, which is also super cool. So guys, I appreciate that. And yeah, let's wrap up here. I'll see you guys in the recap video. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a little bit smoother of a day. We'll have 1 or 2 maybe clearly gappers. Today was a little bit chaotic in terms of, you know, what to trade. Yeah, and then we will be back at it first thing then tomorrow morning to slay some small caps. I'll see you guys then. So till then, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Take care, guys. Ciao, ciao.